Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new Ninjago video here on the channel. My name is TannerFishies. In today's video, we are going to be discussing episode 9 of Ninjago Dragons Rising Season 1, entitled The Calm Inside. As per usual, this episode review will indeed contain spoilers for the episode at hand. You have been warned. It's probably best to check out the episode for yourself before you check out this review. Also, this review will contain my own opinions. We are going to start by taking a look at some of the good parts about this episode, then we'll dive on into some of the more negative aspects. And finally, towards the very end of the video, I will give the episode a score out of 10, just according to my own opinion. So, The Calm Inside. Let's start by talking about the good. I really enjoyed the Lloyd flashback that was presented earlier in the episode. We see a flashback to a younger Lloyd training with Master Wu. It kind of reminded me of the old Sons of Garmadon / Ninjago Hunted flashbacks. You know, back when the ninja were missing Master Wu during those seasons. It reminded me of one of those. Overall though, I liked it. It was pretty cute, pretty harmless. It actually does apply to the episode itself, and there are some things about the flashback that I did not really care for. We will touch on those momentarily though. We also finally get an introduction to Empress Beatrix. I love how she turned out. She's great. I like her already. She's pretty threatening. She slaps around Lord Rast like he's nothing. I really liked that scene. And I just find her to be super intimidating. I really hope that we see more of her in part 2. I hope her story does not end with part 1, because from what we've seen so far, we really haven't seen much of anything. So I really hope she continues to be a presence in Dragons Rising Part 2. Also, speaking of Lord Rast, apparently he is not from Imperium. Beatrix calls him an outsider, so maybe he is from Chima after all. Who's to say? Also, there's a scene where Rast dives into battle and just starts mowing down dragons. I thought that was pretty entertaining. Where was this guy the entire season? Why wasn't he in this more? Also, the sequence where they try to drain Ryu of his power, that was especially tense to watch. I really enjoyed all of that stuff. I think those parts of this episode were definitely the strongest. In terms of other stuff going on in this episode that I enjoyed, we also have the whole Kai and Nia exploring the weird monastery thing, and we do get whispers of Wu in this episode. The subtitles do specify that it is Master Wu whispering to them, so what exactly is going on here? Maybe Wu is dead and he's just projecting from the afterlife. I don't know. But Wu leads them to a device in the Imperium Monastery, which I guess this is the Imperium Monastery. Missed that one. And Zane comes out of the device. It's nice to see Zane back, but it's also like, okay, where did you come from? Why are you here, Zane? He doesn't remember anything, so, you know, we'll talk about that here momentarily as well. Also, in terms of the action, the dragons versus the hounds I really enjoyed. I love that dynamic. I think that contrast is especially strong in this episode, and the animation continues to be glorious. It's pure chaos all around, and of course, we have the episode pretty much concluding with Lloyd using the teachings of Wu. There's a scene where he takes in all of the chaos, finds the calm inside, embraces his inner sensei, again, showcasing exactly what Wu was teaching him during that flashback. Now, speaking of the flashback and diving on into the negative aspects of this episode, I really had some issues with that flashback, man. First of all, I know people are going to complain about the design of young Lloyd. Again, we talked about this in a previous video. Lloyd is in his Ninjago legacy suit. Doesn't make any sense, I know, but I can forgive that. What I can't really forgive, though, is the voice. Obviously, a lot of us were suspecting that maybe Jillian Michaels could come back and reprise her role as young Lloyd, but no, it's Sam Vincent playing a younger Lloyd, and nothing against Sam Vincent. I definitely don't blame him for this, but come on, man, you really couldn't bring back Jillian Michaels for one scene? It isn't really that big of a deal at the end of the day, but I would have just loved to have seen her back. Also, the payoff regarding that flashback wasn't all that crucial. Maybe if the flashback was something that we actually saw from Ninjago Season 1, maybe the whole lesson that Lloyd learns from that flashback would have felt a little bit more impactful, but instead, what we get here is a flashback that retcons something that we didn't even know happened, and it's trying to make us care about it by the end of the episode. I just didn't think that was as impactful as it could have been. Maybe they could have recycled a plot point from Season 1, or a lesson that Wu taught Lloyd that we actually saw. Also, Imperium is kind of goofy. Now, let me just specify something. I mentioned in a previous video that I didn't mind that Imperium was kind of goofy, but then I also talked about how I wish that they were a little bit more serious, and I can understand why that wasn't super consistent. What I meant by that was the comedy could chill a little, especially during intense scenes. For example, there's a battle sequence in this episode where Rapton just starts randomly talking about unicorns in the middle of the fight, and I'm just like, yeah, that's cool, man. Can we stop? Can we pick up the pace a little bit? I think there's a time and a place for comedy, and Imperium, I don't mind them being foolish, but they got to pick the right time to do that. Not every scene needs a joke, especially a battle sequence that's trying to be somewhat serious. But of course, those are just my opinions. Maybe you feel that way too. Maybe you don't. At the end of the day, doesn't really matter. In terms of my own opinion about Ninjago Dragons Rising Episode 9, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Yeah, I think that's fair. I'm comfortable with that. A 7 out of 10 for all of the reasons that I just listed in today's video. Not my favorite episode. Here's hoping that the final episode of part 1 is a little bit more impactful. So, with that being said, thank you so much for watching. That'll pretty much wrap it up for my thoughts here. Leave a comment down below discussing what you thought of episode 9 of Ninjago Dragons Rising, and hopefully you enjoyed my review. If you guys enjoyed, feel free to like and subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and I will talk to you guys again very, very soon. Peace.